Do you ever wonder why teenagers stay in their room all day and avoid socializing with the family? I'm a licensed therapist and I'm here to explain to you why. Let's dive into a couple of reasons behind this. First, think about what happens when they do come out of their rooms. The moment they step out, they may be hit with, can you do laundry? Put the dishes away. Have you taken out the trash? To a teenager, this can feel like stepping into a chore trap. The brain starts associating leaving the room with being assigned tasks, which encourages them to retreat back into their space. Now, don't get me wrong, your intentions are good. You want them to be responsible. But the way the interaction plays out can be really discouraging for them. The room becomes a shield, a place to avoid constant requests. Second, when they do engage, they're bombarded with questions. How was school? How was your day? Have you signed up for band yet? But when questions come back to back like that, it can feel like an interrogation. It overwhelms them and they shut down. So what's the result? You end up asking even more questions trying to break through, which only pushes them further away. So what should you do? For chores, it's best to have a list of tasks to complete by a specific time. If they don't complete them, then they may face a logical consequence. Avoid reminding them constantly. This only irritates them. It's most effective for them to learn to remind themselves. For conversations, meet them with open-ended questions that show genuine interest in their interests. Instead of asking them dozens of questions, say something like this. Tell me about that Fortnite match that you had with your friend Corey. Whoa, you guys won Battle Royale. That is awesome. This opens up the conversation and makes you a much more approachable parent.
Holding your hands like this is the first step into bioenergy. And you can actually try it now. Put the phone down and put your hands up and try this. Let's give it a minute. You start by just holding the hands facing each other and very lightly, very slightly moving them backwards and forwards. And try maybe to concentrate between the hands. Do you feel anything? Because the hands are so full of electricity, the currents running in the nervous system and in the blood, that they create a bioenergy field around them. Each hand has its own field, and actually by doing this exercise, you can start feeling bioenergy. So you have this.
But what if all the ancient Greek sculptures are actually all victims of Medusa? Sleeping is considered lazy, but going to bed early is not. So strange. The object of golf is to play the least amount of golf. Brushing your teeth is the only time you clean your skeleton. If people don't recognize Clark Kent as Superman with his glasses, does his eye doctor know his true identity? Have you ever noticed how supervillains always try to change things, and superheroes are the ones trying to prevent change?
Right, look at this. This is off 1966. How can anyone believe that? How the fuck does anyone look at that and think that, wow, we done a spacewalk? It's fucking, why look at the Earth. Nay, fucking weird. I didn't understand. Like, that is worse than the first Star Trek. Definitely. Oh, they have to be upside down and all, didn't they? Just about. Wow. Well, look at the stars. Come on, look at this. It's like the Klingons coming. Look at this. He's got a foot. So you tell me you blitz about at 17,000 miles an hour with a paper fucking cover for your little manual. Oh, wait, man. It's blown away in the wind. What wind? I thought there was no wind. He's struggling like fuck and all. He's got little clips to clip it in. I didn't understand why people would. Wait, mate, what you fucking doing?
If your woman is not completely subservient to you and she does not follow your every single command, she is not the woman that you want to lose because she has her own independent brain, and that is kind of woman that will help you to succeed. Right, sweetie? Yeah.
The fact of the matter is, all of you have been misled. You just don't know it. Everything that you think you know is a lie. Everything that you learned in school is a lie. All the secret alternative histories that you thought you found on the internet are also lies. Everything is designed to polarize you. Polarization is one of the laws of Hermeticism. That's why you were always offered two options: red or blue, black or white, left or right. Choose a side. But what you fail to comprehend is reality itself is mind. Everything is mind. Ment is Latin for mind. Government means to govern the mind. Firmament means to strengthen the mind. Enslavement means controlling the mind. Where is all the money in the United States printed? At the mint, in the mind. Money isn't real. It's imaginary, yet you all keep fighting over it. Why do you think the Bill of Rights doesn't contain freedom of thought? That's something you've never had. You were never allowed to think for yourself. You only thought what they taught you to think. Think, thought, thought. They control your mind. Every single story is repeated over and over and over. Napoleon wasn't a real person, yet we're taught that he was an actual historical figure. Give it 1,000 years and he will just be part of the mythos. I know you're wondering, how can I say that Napoleon isn't real? Napoleon is just the story of Apollo. Apollo and Napoleon both had 3 sisters. They both had a mother named Joy. When the sun is at its strongest throughout the year, it is in the sky for 12 hours. Napoleon reigned for 12 years. The word Apollo is inside of the word Napoleon. Read the writing on the walls. The story of Ragnarok is the story.
Regular television antenna was built kind of like a leaf of a plant. It had a guiding structure, and then you had elements come off of this, which are usually in kind of a crazy, distorted pattern. It appeared to have no real logic to it. Actually, it's based on a very complicated system of correction factors to give you a response that you want. So this thing will respond to the broadband television signals the same way like you're trying to get a group of cells to respond to a broadband spectrum. In other words, you want a whole bunch of frequencies or wavelengths to be able to be picked up by this thing, because normally an antenna, simple antenna, responds only to one frequency that's determined by the standing wave energy that's produced on that antenna. So what they did is they took this, and rather than going through all this effort of correction factors, which really didn't work anyway, they found that you just put these in simple logarithmic proportion, and for some reason which couldn't really be explained, the antenna would just respond evenly to all frequencies. And what was interesting is a virtual antenna appeared out about maybe 1.5 times farther. So the antenna was synthesizing an antenna in the space beyond it. So we've taken these theories, the theory of the organic patterning of life, which is based on these log periodic ratios, and applied it to antenna theory, which is logarithmic in form, and made a log periodic antenna based on the Minkowski multi-wave oscillator antenna and based on the golden ratio, where you have Regular television antenna was built kind of like a leaf of a plant. It had a guiding structure. And then you have a line right to the tip. Then we end up with a series similar to the harmonic pattern of the first coil I showed you, where each one of
This is what I just came home to. This is empty. This was probably more than halfway full. And this, the top is not all the way on. That was more than halfway full. Jack, try to walk. Come on, let's go. It's not funny, but my dog is drunk and I don't know what to do about it.